Hello, calculus students. I just want to reach out to you really quick to clear up any confusion that you may have had with submitting your images for the AP test on Tuesday, May 12th at 1 o'clock. So far, let me show you what we got here. If you go to week 6, this is our homework for this week. You go to week 6, click on the homework and required reading. The first link is super important. If you click on this link, it's going to take you to this slide. This is all about the testing information. You have to watch a video. So yes, I'm currently making a video to tell you to go watch another video. But this video explains everything you need to know about the AP test. Make sure you watch it. And then there's Google Slides if you need to, and a whole lot of information. I recommend looking at all of this so you have everything set up. You want to go to MyP just to make sure that your email is correct. You can read this. You guys can read all of it. But I wanted to show you the testing demo. If you click on this, you can try submitting images to make sure that you know you can do it in the time that's required and you're submitting the correct kind of files that you need for the AP test. Well, what kind of files are they? We go through this in the original video, but right here, what I'm going to recommend is taking a picture of your work and uploading your response, up to 5 images per question, but those images can only be in the JPEG, the JPG, or the PNG files. They cannot be PDFs. So PDFs, I know we pushed that early on here. PDFs work great for Schoology. They are not accepted for the AP test, something about some copyright issues. So in a second, I'm going to go over a couple other things here. I'm going to pause the video just to get started. Okay, so first thing we're going to talk about here is prepping your pages, your documents ahead of time. Every single document you take an image of or you take a picture of has to have an ID number. Every student has an AP ID number that's 8 digits long. You will get that on your email that will come on May 10th. If you want to look ahead of time, you can go to My AP and look for your AP ID so you could prep even further ahead of time. You need to have your initials, and you need to identify what question and what page you're on. You're allowed 5 images, so I went through and I prepped my first sheet. Here's my second sheet, free response question 1, page 2. Exact same thing, page 3, page 4, you can do that up to 5. And then I'm going to pick another one, and I'm going to set up exact same thing, AP ID, 8-digit ID number, initials, free response question 2, page 1. And then here's page 2, free response question page 2, page 3, and so on, and you want to prep up to 5. Okay, so during the test, you're going to take your pre-filled out answer documents, and then you're going to work through the test. My recommendation, label it. Free response question page 1, part A. Show your work. When you're done with part A, draw a line. Part B. Part C. Don't forget, PDF images are not acceptable on the AP test. Let's say that I have no more work on this. Do not write on the back side of the page. Then you're going to go to part D. So still, this is free response page 2, part D. This is fun. How many parts are there? Part F, I'm showing all my work. I wish Mr. Strub had better handwriting. Let's say that it goes on to part G. Don't forget to write clearly. Remember, somebody has to read this through the image that you take. If you make an error, cross it out. They're not going to read any work that's crossed out. Use a pen, blue ink or black ink. Remember, no mechanical pencils. If you use a pencil, make sure it's a number 2. Here's part I. And then that was it. I notice I didn't use part 4, page 4 or page 5, so I'm just going to get rid of those. I don't need to take pictures of blank pages. And then I'm moving on to page 2. Now, after free response 1, you're going to upload that question and you get 5 minutes. Once those 5 minutes are done, then you're going to go to free response question 2. You'll have 15 minutes to work for that. Part A, I probably should have drawn a line through there. Part B, here's the fundamental theorem of calculus. Part C, I hope you show more than I am right now. Part D, good luck, you got this. Part E, Part F, and then Part G, I have no true idea how many questions there actually are, how many parts there are. I just did this to show you what it would look like to fill out your answers. Now let's take some pictures. Okay, if you're taking a picture with your cell phone, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to camera, and then I'm just going to take an image. I've got the Android system, so I don't have any live focus. Actually, I do have a live focus here, but I want to just make sure it's on regular photo. If you have an iPhone users, please listen up. When you go to your camera, there's an image right here. This is the live photo. It actually takes a mini video. You need to click on it so it looks like this symbol. That will turn it off and take just the image. This is crucial. If you do not turn this off while taking pictures of your AP work, it's going to submit a small video file. Actually, it won't submit it, and you'll get 0 credit for your work. So that has to be turned off. You should practice this multiple times. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a picture of each one of my items. Make sure you get the entire picture in the frame, and then I'm going to email them to myself. And you need to learn your capabilities of your cell phone. So I'll do that, and then we'll come back. I'll pause it. Okay, so I just took 3 pictures of my free response question number 1. So what I'll do then is I will go to my image, and here are my 3 pictures, and you can see I've got free response question 1, 2, and 3, and I want to send all 3 of these. Now, you probably can't see it here, but I'll show you when I get the email that it should. They're very clear pictures. There's a couple shadows, but you can see all of the work clearly. You want to make sure that you have good quality pictures before you send them. So what I'm going to do then is I'm going to go to email, and I've got a couple email addresses in here. I found that the one that is really the best to use is my school email address. I don't know, you probably can't see what's on my screen right now, but I'm going to email that to myself and use your school email address, and I'm just going to label it free response question, and then I have those images attached. If you can see here, I just click the attach button. I'm going to go to attach my document, and then I'm going to try to send all 3 images at once. And now I'll say I tested this the other day and it didn't work for me because the images were too big. So I just submitted it. And okay, so what I just did was I submitted the images from my cell phone, and then I went to, on my computer, I think you guys can see this, on my computer, I ended up getting the email, 3 attachments. You should test this, because if you don't get it in the 5-minute time span, it might be better to send each picture individually. So then I'm going to download them, and you can notice the file. They are JPEG files, so this is good to work for. Okay, so what I did then was I have my image that popped up, and I'm going to save it. Notice this is free response question page 3. I'm going to go to my desktop. I have a quick access link. Here's my desktop, and I'm just going to FRQ 1 page 3, and then I'm just going to hit save. Right. And then I'm going to go to the next image. I'll open that up. Save. I'm going to save it to my desktop. And you can see this is kind of taking a while. One fast way to do it is click on the item that you already have, put page 2, and then save as. This is free response question page 1. desktop. If I click on it, I just change the image. Make sure if you're doing what I'm doing, you are changing the file name. Alright, so the 3 images are saved. Okay, so I'm just going to test this with our demo site. This is from your homework sheet. If I go to the AP test demo and I click on that, it'll bring me to this site. So I'll enter in my AP ID. It's going to have us go through, get started. You have to enter in your personal information. I'm going to hit pause for right now while I do that. Okay, so this is just for the AP testing demo, but I filled out my information. Testing from home, I accept. I still have 2 minutes till the exam officially starts. And then they're just going to go through some options. Again, this is the testing demo, but you'll see a similar screen like this when you take the AP test. These are the security questions similar to what you'll be looking at. You do have 3 ways to submit your files. We talked about those. I'm going to choose to attach a photo. And again, I'm just waiting. So I'm going to pause it until we're ready. Okay, so now I'm just doing the testing demo here, getting this little practice piece. You can see that time ended, and it says this is the practice demo. You're going to start working on exam question now. So click continue. The timing for this, they give us 10 minutes. They want us to just make something up on an answer document, and then you can move on when you're ready. If you would like, you can review the submission guidelines. Here's some hints for testing. But the demo will take 5 minutes to submit your response. So it might be worth just waiting until the time is left. And I highly recommend doing this because when you're working on the test, you want to wait until about 5 minutes. At 5 minutes, that's when you should start to upload. So I'm going to pause my screen until this timer counts down to like a second left, and then you'll see what happens. Okay, as you can see, the timer went down to 5 minutes, and it says submit your response now. So if you were working on the AP test, you want to do this right away. So I'm going to click submit. I want to go down, and it says attach response. And I'm going to come up here and click attach photo, and then click attach photo down below. And I'm going to go to my desktop. Notice I already labeled these. Free response question 1, page 1. Click open, and it adds that file. And then I'm going to attach another file. And I want to do page 2. And then attach file. Notice it's always on the desktop when I do this, so that's why I want you to save your images to the desktop. Attach file, and there are my 3 images. I only needed 3 pages. If you need 5, you can submit up to 5. So now I still have 3 some minutes left, but I'm going to hit submit. Do not hit submit until you've accepted all photos. Click submit. And then I have to wait to start question 2. So I'm going to pause the video, show you how to do it again. Okay, so question 2 has now started. Begin now. Finish question 1, or question 1 is finished. Start question 2. Click continue. You can see the timer starts right away, so don't waste any time. Do whatever the prompt tells you to. I already submitted my photos, so as soon as you're ready, if you finish a question early, you can attach your photos. So I'm going to attach the photo, and again, I kind of already went through and emailed this, so now you have to be very careful. I'm submitting free response question 2, page 1, and then I'm going to come down here and attach. Notice my desktop has already popped up. I'm going to attach free response question page 2 and page 3. Open, submit. Make sure you've submitted them all, and then you're done. And you can practice this demo over and over again. So that's how you do it. If you have any questions, please contact me. Remember, you cannot submit PDFs. And if you're using an iPhone, you have to turn off the live phone file, whatever they call that. So reach out to me if you have any questions. Thanks. Good luck.